Inside this video topic, we'll discuss a very interesting concept of React application, and that is how to handle form submission data. If I go back to browser, so as we know that inside this entire course, we are trying to create a headless application using our React framework as well as with WordPress APIs. So here as we know that we have a form. So if I click on this add post button, so we can see that in this model, here we have some form input fields like title, category, content, featured image, and status. Remember, inside last video, also we have created some state variables and their methods so that we can keep track over the changes or the values of all these input fields. So at finally, we have to submit all these data to WordPress API, and by calling WordPress API, we can easily create a WordPress post. But before submitting this data, before calling WordPress API, we have to also see the concept that how to handle form submission data. So here, inside this video topic, we'll discuss that how to handle this form data by using our state variables. Before going further, I only request you to please hit the like button to give us a thumbs up to this interesting course, and please do subscribe so that I will be creating such type of amazing and interesting courses for you. Now here, let's go back to project editor. So we can see that inside this add post model, here we have all these state variables. By the help of that, we can read all about the values of each input field. So we can see that inside this HTML code, here we have the title field, category field, content, and all these fields along with a form tag. So to handle form submission, what I will do, simply I will go here and add an event that is on submit, and here let's pass a function name that is handle form submit data. Simply let's copy the function name. Then I will go here, let's add a single line comment that is handle form submit const here. Then I will use arrow function. So for example, on submission of this form, I want to read the value, for example, for this title field. So what I will do, as we know that whenever if I pass any value to this title field, automatically we are setting that value inside this field called title, which is a state variable. So what I will do, simply if I want to read the value of title, so console.log, and here simply title. So if I save these changes, let's go back to browser, and here let's click on this add post, or before that, let's inspect here. Let's click on add post, and I want this developer console here. Now whenever if I pass, let's say sample title, this one is the category, some dummy content, let's say this is our status, and for featured EMEA, I will select, let's say, this one, click on submit. So on submission of this form, actually we are trying to read only the value of this title field. Let's click on the submit button, and okay, the page has been reloaded. So what I will do, I'll go here, let's event object, and here let's event dot prevent default. It means by the help of that, actually, okay, here we have some spelling mistake, that is. Now successfully we have restricted the default behavior of form submission, that is page reload after form submit. Let's save these changes. If I go back to browser, let's reload one more time. Click on then add post. If I fill any other informations, click here. Now if I submit, like if I click on the submit button, it only gets the value of this title. Click here, and now we can see that here we are getting the title value. So it means that if I want to read any value, for example, like after title, here we have the category. So obviously we have to go and read this state variable called category. Let's go and put one more that is category. Save these changes. If I go and let's reload one more time, click on add post, and here let's say sample title. Let's select category 2, some dummy content, draft here, click on submit, And now we can see that here we have the title and here we have the category ID. So it means by the help of these state variables what we have created, we can actually get all those form input values, and obviously by using WordPress API call, we can send all these data to WordPress database. Now next what I will do, first of all let's remove this console.log and here let's say const post data, and let's create an object, and inside this object first I'll create some keys like properties. For example, to store title, here we have the title key, then we have called content, then we have let's say category, then featured underscore media, and here status. It means that all these values, by using these state variables, I will have to put all these values to all these properties so that while calling our WordPress API, only we have to send a single object, and this object is going to contain all these values. So here for title value, we have to read this state variable called title. For content, here we have let's say editor content, so I'll just copy put here. For category, here we have like categories, so I'll simply copy put here. For featured media, here we have the featured image, let's put here. And for status, here we have the status. So if I go and simply let's copy this object variable, and for the time being let's say console.log post data, save these changes. Let's go back to browser. If I reload, click on add post, and let's say sample title. Let's choose a category, let's say category 1. Let's say sample content. Let's select a featured media image, this one, and draft here. Now let's click on the submit button, and now we can see that inside this console.log, inside this console tab, here we have the all those data like category ID, content, featured media, its values, and here we have a status and title. Now here we have only a single object what basically we have to send inside our API call request. But one more thing, like here, these are the keys what we have created like title, content, category, featured media, and status. But let me tell you that when we send all these data to create post API for WordPress, these parameters like some will match or some will be different. For example, title is okay, content is also okay, but for category, we have to use called categories. For featured media, it's okay and status is also okay. But here, one more thing, like whenever we send any category to this key, this will be in array format. It means let's cut and put inside this category. One more actually change we can do here, like we can see that this value is same. So instead of two times writing, we can do like only title, and for status, only status. Now here, according to WordPress API call request and their parameters, now these are the things called title, content, categories, featured media, and status. Save these changes. One more time I will go here and let's pass all these data. Click on submit, and now we can see that here we have categories like which is an array format, content, featured media, status, and title. So the same concept we can also do inside our edit post model. So what I will do, simply I will go and copy this form submission code. Let's open edit post model, and then I will put it here. Let's copy this function name. Then I will go inside this form tag. Let's say on submit, and here the function name. So successfully, now here we have seen the concept that how to handle our form submission data. Now in the next video, first we have to analyze the APIs and the APIs endpoints of WordPress, so that after understanding the basic concept like what are the parameters or what is the process to call any WordPress API, then we have to go and proceed with the integration of that API inside this application. So successfully, now we have completed one more topic, one more video in this course. Now let's meet to our next amazing video. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.